like now. And since you keep teasing me about how small Cortez is, and since you might not be able to make it down here before I take off, I'm going to give you a tour of Cortez and the surrounding area. Where we've had a lot of youth conferences and activities and a lot of youth dances. Okay, this is part of Durango. It's a cloudy day now. I'm standing on the hill by the SAPE Center. These are some of the mountains by Durango. Durango's about 45 minutes away from Cortez. This is the Durango and Silverton train station in Durango. These are some of the cars. And up above this one car is the General Palmer Hotel, and it's a pretty famous hotel in this area. This is the Wildcat Canyon Road outside of Durango, which was named after the wildcats that live here. And this is the road to Cortez. This is on the road between Durango and Cortez. This is Hesperus. This is in between Cortez and Durango. And these are the La Plata Mountains. We can see these from Cortez. This is the famous Mancos Hill. About kills our car when we try and go over it. And this is a valley in between Mancos and Durango that I've always thought was very beautiful. In the distance there is a part of the mountain that looks to us like a beheaded sphinx. This is the entrance to the Navajo Reservation. We're on our way to Red Mesa. We're just about to cross the Arizona state line. This is looking back from the Arizona state line to the Sleeping Ute Mountain by Cortez.
Orlando was at our house once upon a time. Yeah, yeah, you got it.
My dad's setting up his new classroom.
Okay, is he on special education? He's a nice kid.
These are the people that I went, some of the people that I went to school with.
He's gonna have to learn what things are.
How are you doing?
Did you buy that, or what are you doing with
No.
Yeah.
This is part of the high school. We used to play games down this hill. This is also part of the Red Mesa High School. There's the water tower in the background. Okay, this is the building, one of the high school buildings. This is where my dad's library used to be. And right in here, one of these two lockers was my old locker when I was a freshman in high school. And that first door there on the left is where my dad's library used to be, but it's in a different building now. This is the administration part of the high school. And we used to play around here a lot when I was younger. This is one of the buildings at Red Mesa High School. And that beyond it is part of the junior high. Someone's riding their bike over there. And then there's the new Red Mesa cafeteria. That was built after we moved to Cortez. Behind that, in between that and the gym, is the Red Mesa. And right there is the new gym. That was first in use my freshman year of high school. And then over here is the agriculture building. This is the football field, football players practicing. Behind them is the Tisnos Pass Mountains. We're gonna go into the high school gym, the new gym.
We're actually really waiting for her. They don't come out yet. You heard her yet?
This is the old high school gym. Now it's the junior high gym. I'm having volleyball practice right now. Brother David and Mark went to kindergarten also. Then right across the way is where I went to first grade, and in the very back there is where I went to fourth grade. This is the elementary school playground. It looked different when I went to school here. And that's the Red Mesa in the background there. And this is part of the elementary school. And it's just a big long trailer. It goes quite a ways down. It's inside the junior high. Again. One of the classrooms in the junior high. This is where I had my social studies class when I was in 7th and 8th grade. I also had math class in here.
Hard to do on that thing, it doesn't look like it.
No.
Well, I'm kind of busy on my table. I have to get all this stuff done before.
This is Mrs. Oprah. She's been here at Red Mesa for a long time.
12 years.
12 years now.
And she's going to retire next May, June, the age of 70.
This is the junior high school. This is where we played lots and lots of basketball games when I was in junior high. We just came over here and played when we were bored. It's a high school over there, and in the background there is the No Water Mesa. We hiked to that quite a few times. And in the middle of this parking lot here, when I was younger, when it would rain, there would be so much water in there, it'd be like a lake, and we could take milk crates from the cafeteria and build a little island out in the middle in there. And over there's the elementary school. There's the guy that keeps it all clean. And this room right here is where I had my second grade class. Classrooms in the campus. Only the administration got to live in these nice brick buildings. The rest of the families lived in the water tower. This is one of the buses coming back from taking students home. This is the gate that goes out into out of the fences into the fields. And the sign that's right by it is one of the street signs, and the street is called Trails End. And I'm on the other side of the gate. That's the junior high school in the distance there, and part of the teachers' housing. And then there's the No Water Mesa over there, and the highway. That rock way out there is called Potato Rock, and we've hiked to that a bunch of times too. And that has some old Indian ruins out there, and so does the No Water Mesa that we've hiked to. And over there are the Monticello Mountains. They're in Utah. Red Mesa about 30 miles away from the Four Corners Monument. So you can see all 4 states from there. And that's the White Mesa. And this is the back part of Red Mesa. And this is the back part of Red Mesa over here. And then down here, the lovely little stickers that you see when they get older turn into something wonderful called bullheads. And they're shaped in the shape of a bullhead with 3 thorns, and if you step on one and pull it off, it hurts like heck for about a day afterwards. And there in the middle is one of the lizards that lives around here. There's lots of them. We'd go and try and catch them, but I don't think we ever caught any of them. This is a trailer that we lived in for about 10 years. It was in a different spot when we lived here because they rearranged this trailer court. And so now it's turned around and in a whole new spot. But this is where I grew up, basically. My parents' bedroom. And then that next tiny window on the side is their bathroom. And the next window on the left-hand side of the front door is the living room. And the window on the right-hand side of the door is the kitchen. The next window is my bedroom. And then the last window is us kids' bathroom.
This is birthday party.
This is inside our old trailer. That's the front door there. That's the kitchen. We used to have a huge table in the middle of the floor, so that's the most space I've ever seen in the kitchen. This is the living room. We used to have bookshelves just lining the walls here. And this whole wall was covered with bookshelves. That's the door to my parents' room. And right below this window used to be the TV. And this is the guy that lives here now. I just walked by. And right here used to be a shelf with the telephone and stuff like that. And my mom's desk used to be right about there. And right in here, along this wall here, we used to have all our food shelves. There's our pantry, and a freezer was right in this corner here. And this is the hallway leading back to us kids' bedrooms. In the very back there is the boys' old room. This is Terry Connor. He's the guy who lives here now. He's going into what used to be my old room.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Come on in. It's the sports junk room now.
My bunk bed used to be in the corner there, and it used to be a lot less room in this bedroom than there is now. Here's my old dresser. This is back into the kitchen. cooler right above me. We used to stand right under it on hot summer days. And here used to be the washer and dryer. And there's the back door. We used to have a big backyard that our friends would come and play in. Okay. This is our old bathroom. It looks about the same as it did. Hasn't changed much. And then this is the boys' old bedroom. There used to be a bunk bed straight right over here, and then there used to be one right in here too. So there was a little bit of room in between, just enough to where we could play with all our toys. When I was a lot younger, we'd switch beds just for the heck of it. We'd get all excited to sleep in someone else's bed, and my little brother John, who's now 16, would insist on sleeping in my room, which was fine, except he always wanted to sleep on the top of the bunk bed, and he'd always fall off every single time he slept on it. Okay, going back under the cooler, into the kitchen, and then into where my parents' bedroom was.
I opened that up, so you got light in there now.
Thank you.
The balloons are still there from the party?
There was a birthday party in here, so there's balloons on the floor now. This was my parents' old bedroom. Their bed used to be right in this corner here. And this is their old bathroom in this door. The tiniest bathroom I've ever seen in my life. That's it, that's the whole thing. And then right here used to be, against this wall used to be a dresser, and they had a fish tank on top of it. And we used to sit in here on my parents' bed, and my dad would sing songs to us. Okay, this is a parking lot in front of the administration building part of the high school, and when I was younger this parking lot used to be just a dirt parking lot, and there were no other buildings in it. And in the winter when it would snow, the whole parking lot would ice over, and we would attach our sleds to each other's sled and make a sled train, and the superintendent we would tie our sled to the back of his car, and he would drive us around the parking lot. And when I was a lot younger, that first door over there used to be my dad's library, and on Saturday mornings, every once in a while, he would take us over there so we could watch the Saturday morning cartoons in color. This is Sam Kibanali. He's one of my dad's really good friends. This is the Red Mesa Trading Post. It's about a mile and a half away from Red Mesa. Sign. And way over there is Red Mesa. There's the water tower sticking up. We used to get a whole gang together and hike over here to buy candy. These are what we call the Tisnos Pass Mountains because they were across from Tisnos Pass, Arizona, but they're really called the Carrizo Mountains. And they're part of a mountain range called the Chusca Mountain Range, and that mountain range is the backbone of the Navajo Nation. And we would go and hike. We'd drive up to Tisnos Pass and hike up on this mountain to a really pretty waterfall. This is some of the scenery in between Red Mesa and Tisnos Pass. Tisnos Pass is about 20 miles away from Red Mesa and about 40 miles away from Cortez. There's one lone tree out in the middle of the desert. That's a little water runoff place, so it's green right there. These are some people's houses. We're about into Tisnos Pass here. Okay, this little, it's not really a mountain, and this mesa has the words Tisnos Pass on it. Okay, this is at Tisnos Pass. This is the Fouts Trading Post. It's been here for a long time. That's the post office. This is the new the New Mormon Church there. It wasn't there when we went to church there. When we were going to church, there was a trailer that was right in this spot here. But now they've got a really pretty building here now. Okay. This is the San Juan River that we just went over. That's Shiprock way over there that's kind of bouncing along. That's in New Mexico. And there's more of a close-up of Shiprock. This is in between Teton Pass and Red Mesa. That's Chimney Rock. And this is the side of Mesa Verde that faces Arizona, so I guess it's the south side of Mesa Verde. And it's kind of interesting about Cortez is 10 minutes one way, and you can get into the mountains on the way to Mancos and Durango, and 10 minutes the other way, and you're in the desert like this. It's just right in between the mountains and the desert. And that sign there advertises the Ute Mountain Ute Casino that's just a little ways out of Cortez. We're real excited to have that here.
This is the south side of Mesa Verde.
Okay, this is through the front windshield, which is kind of dirty, but there's a line of trees up there that kind of marks the entrance to the Montezuma Valley. This is the outskirts of Cortez. Oops. Okay, this is the high school that we're driving by. This is where I went to high school. Those are the hallways, the 4 hallways to freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior hall. This is a side view of the high school. And then we're going to go around and have a front view of the high school. About 800 or 900 students go to this high school. My brother just said there's 900 students that go there now. This is the front view. This is the front doors of the high school. And that's the auditorium here. And then this is the band room that was just added on. And this is the field by the high school. We're going to go in the high school. One of the hallways in the high school, this is between junior and senior hall. And this is the library right here. That's the doors to senior hall. And then over around this way, we have a courtyard in the middle of the high school, and this is it. We decorate it during homecoming week and stuff. And this is junior hall. Okay, this is the hall in front of the gym. There's some sit against these windows. A whole bunch of people did, and just watch people walking by before school and during lunch. And this picture here is the Panther picture. That was painted my senior year in high school. The Montezuma Cortez High School Panthers. And this is the gym. People, I guess, are playing basketball in here. So all our championship flags from years before on the wall up there. This is a hallway that it's in between junior and sophomore hall, and it has all the class pictures, I think, from when this high school was built in 1967. And this is my brother David's class here. So you can kind of walk down the hall and see your brothers and sisters. This is my class, and then there's my picture down there on the bottom. And then over here is my brother David's picture. And back over here is my brother Mark's picture. Somewhere over here. Where is it? Right there. I still have to go through John and Warren. before they're done with the Weber kids. This is the front entrance to the high school. It's kind of a indoor courtyard where they have the cafeteria during lunch. And this is the hallway that goes down to the band rooms and the choir rooms and the art rooms and the drama rooms. This is in the hallway where the drama rooms are. And this is the candy and pop machines. There's one pop machine there with a panther on it that someone scratched the eyes out, so it looks like the panther's eyes are glowing. And that's the office right there. Outside of Cortez, that's the Johnson building, to be the hospital, and this is where my brother John was born. Unfortunately. No, just kidding. That's the Sleeping Ute Mountain back there. And we're going into Cortez now. Okay. This is a Tomahawk Motel. And the Mesa Verde's in the background over there. We're just on the outside of Cortez. Okay, this is the Anasazi Motel and Restaurant. It's a pretty good place to eat. That's our Arby's. This, oh, nope, it's not what I thought it was. Okay, that's 3rd Street. That's one way to get down to our house. This is coming up on the junior high here. It used to be the high school, but they still have the high school football field over here, and that's the green stuff that you're seeing right there. And this is the junior high. They call it the Cortez Middle School now. This is where Mark and John and Warren went. Me and David went to junior high at Red Mesa. Okay, and this is the Nota Dene parking lot. This is Nota Dene where I work. Dun 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 dun. This is Nero's. It's an Italian restaurant that's really good. Another motel. Okay, this is Slavin's. It's a hardware place. It's been here for a long time. And we can get some furniture. Okay, this is the farmer's market right here. People sell the fruits and vegetables there in the fall, and this is some of the city buildings here. And this across the street is Citizen State Bank. We used to bank there, but we bank somewhere else now. This is our local theater. This is about in the middle of town right now. Well, we're in the center of downtown. This Toggery has been here for a long time. It's a clothing place. That's a where you can buy Western clothes. There's a Homesteaders. That's a really good place to eat. And that's Francisca's. That's a good Mexican restaurant. And you know where to eat if you ever come to Cortez. This is Marcel. Oh, never mind. Okay, here's Marcel Motors here. And over here is our local Wendy's. Oh. There's a whole bunch of restaurants and motels in Cortez because a lot of people have to come through Cortez to get to a number of places in Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, and Utah. And there's a lot of, like, Grand Canyon and Mesa Verde National Park are right around here, so a lot of tourists come through Cortez. And that's one reason it's really helped Cortez's business. So we've got a lot of things here that wouldn't be here if the tourists didn't go through, because for the number of people that live here, it's a pretty big town. That's Pizza Hut, and Dairy Queen's right next to it. And right over here is an old house. Not that. This. That's an old house that's been here for a while. And there's our local Kmart. We're fully equipped. We even have a Kmart here in Cortez. And then there's a field that I bet in about 5 or 10 years is going to be filled up with more buildings. They're starting to add on something on the other side. That's the Mesa Verde back there. And once I was coming home from work across this field here, and a whole herd of deer crossed Main Street right in front of me from that field. And right over here is Cedarwood Animal Clinic coming up here. Right here. This is where we take our cats. This is the newer part of town, so there's not a whole bunch out here yet. Okay, coming up here, this used to be the Cortez Inn. Now it's the Holiday Inn. It's one of the nicest motels in Cortez. And right next to it, this is a brand new one called the Comfort Inn. And it burned down before it was finished, and that was a big controversy because they never figured out the real reason why it burned down, something that the owner of it burned it down to collect the $1 million insurance. Okay, now we're turning around here. Tree outside of Cortez. Well, now there's trees in the way. There's some of the countryside around Cortez. This is the local golf course. We're turning around. We're going to go back down the other side of Main Street. So we've gone full length. There's a balloon. There's a bunch of balloons flying over Cortez today. Wow. Every once in a while we get a whole bunch of balloons that fly right over Cortez. I'm not sure what this is for. I guess it's for Labor Day. We really celebrate it. Okay, now we're going back down the other side of Cortez. There's the balloons again. Okay, we're gonna go by our local Walmart. That marks about the end of town. Got a Subway and Radio Shack over there. This is the Cortez Plaza. There's our Walmart. They're building another one pretty soon that's supposed to be one of the biggest Walmarts in the chain. I guess it's going to be a Walmart super Walmart or something. They're going to have a grocery store in it and everything. This is the Bell Row Lodge. It's kind of a family little motel. It's kind of cute. And this, I almost got a job as a desk clerk at this hotel one summer. Okay, we're going to turn here so we can, there's a balloon way down there. There's a shadow of our car. No, we didn't quite get it, so we're going to try it again here. Try turning. There it is. It's right above Main Street, pretty much. Okay, we're going back down Main Street again. And on this corner here is the Hong Kong restaurant. It has really good Chinese food. And you can go down that street there to get to our church. And coming up down this little hill, they're building a new motel or something down this, in this spot here. This is the Golden Corral where I worked, and then my brother Mark worked. Now my brother John works here. It's kind of a family job type thing. This is Big Cheese Pizza. This is a kind of a high school hangout. There's a gate there because people kept turning around as they were cruising Main Street, so they had to cut that off. This is our local McDonald's. They're building a big playroom or something on it. I'm going to go play in it sometime, whether they want me to or not. Okay, we're getting back into the main part of Cortez again. That was kind of the outskirts. This is the Sands Motel where I worked the summer after our semester at Rick's. That's a Cliff Dweller. It's an Indian arts and crafts place. Down this road leads to the hospital. And there's the Colorado Welcome Center. It shows a bunch of maps and things to do around this part of Colorado. It's kind of a nice little setup. This is our city park. One of them. We have two, and we're building another big one. We really enjoy our recreation here. Kind of here, it used to be Safeway around this corner here, but now it's a place called Fantasia where they have a skating rink and a indoor golf and a big arcade. My brothers think it's pretty cool. This is City Market where we do our grocery shopping. It's the biggest city market in the chain. There's a whole bunch of them in Colorado. Okay, this is the Burger Boy. It's an old drive-in that's been here for a while. Still has pretty good food. Robert Redford was seen there once. He has a place outside of Cortez. So we see Robert Redford in Cortez every once in a while. There's the 7-Eleven. Across the street is the Texaco where we get our gas. And this is the other side of the street that we take to go home. This is a city hall here. That's Ash Street. That's the street we go on to go home. Now we're back into the main part of Cortez again. Bunch of old buildings. That's Buffalo Ice Cream. That's a really good ice cream place. That's brand new. It's kind of like Mill Hollow yogurt. This is Basin Industrial Bank. A movie was made there once. And that's the CU Center. This is the Wilson Building. It's the oldest building in Cortez. And that's that JCPenney used to be there, but they moved out. That's the Quality Bookstore and the Belgian Bakery. People came over from Belgium and set up that bakery, so it's really good stuff. Woolworths used to be there. Things are expanding on the outside of town, so some of the shops on the inside of town are kind of closing down. Now we're about on the outside of Cortez again. This is our Cortez swimming pool. And going around the corner, they built a really neat water slide here. There it is. There's a balloon right over the swimming pool. That's the water slide. There's the balloon. Another shot of the balloons. They're going right over the swimming pool. The swimming pool is pretty much closed up for the summer, so it looks pretty. Someday I'm going to ride in a balloon. Our tennis courts. This is across the street from the swimming pool. And right next to the tennis courts is our Cortez Library. Is across from another one of our parks, and this is a big field that they're turning into another park with, I guess they're adding on a whole bunch of neat things to it. Here, that's right across from our church that hasn't been finished for a long time. This is our church. We'd love to buy that house and finish it and move into it because I like all the bay windows on it. This is the ward, the church that we go to. It has 3 wards in it. The new hospital. This is where my brother Warren was born. coming around the corner over here, this is the Sleeping Ute Mountain there. And here is it's kind of a field in between the hospital and the rest of town, and there's a whole bunch of prairie dogs that live there. And this is the medical plaza, that's where our doctor's offices are, right here. And they're in the middle of Prairie Dog Town, which is in the middle of Cortez. The tourists think the prairie dogs are really cute, but we don't, because they destroy half the crops, and they also carry rabies and the Black Plague. So we're not too excited to have them sharing our town with us. And coming up on this corner here is our police station. And it also holds the county jail and the court. And then right next to it is the Centennial Park. This is the park where everybody goes to on July 4th when they have the fireworks. And they shoot the fireworks off from that park, the one that they're building now. Balloons, they flew over Cortez and now they're heading out of town. This is behind the Ute Mountain, or the Sleeping Ute Mountain. This is outside of Cortez with the balloons in the background there. The new seminary trailer, I never got to go to this one. We're back in Cortez again, across the street from the high school. This is an old house that is what everybody imagines as a haunted house. This is Fox Taylor's house. This is on Beach Street, and he's one of our neighbors, kind of. How old is he, 93? He's 90-something, and his hobby is bikes, and he repairs them and sells them. That's him there. He's in his truck. But he has a bunch of bikes all over his yard. Okay, now we're going by Minot Elementary School. This is where John and Warren went to elementary school for a while. This is on Ash Street. This is the street we take to get to my house. Some old houses there. This is going down South Beach. There's the Homesteaders, and there's the old barber shop and the post office here. And this is the administration building now. It used to be, when they first built it back in the 1800s, and it housed the elementary, junior high, and high school. And then they built the new high school, which is now the junior high, in the 20s or something. And they now use this building as the school administration building. There's a cool spiral staircase there. And right behind that is the now the high school soccer field, but this is about a block away from my house. And the community uses this field too. Okay, we're coming up on 3rd Street here. My house is in between 3rd and 4th Street. This is Ash. We turn our car around, so we just keep going straight for a block. Cortez, this part of Cortez is old, so it has a lot of little houses that have been added on to. And my house is one of them. Turning around the corner to 4th here. This little house here is really old. It's not in use anymore. Okay, there's our neighbor's house. And this is South Beach Street that we're turning onto now. There's the Kingery's house, our next door neighbor. And this is my house. Yay. Okay. Looking south to Mesa Verde. Well, yeah, it's south. Then we turn around, and this is the north part of our street. Right beyond those trees is that soccer field. And it's not a through street, which is great because it gives us more privacy. Okay, now we're out of Cortez, out in a little ways out of Cortez. That's the Sleeping Ute Mountain there. This is just the tail end of sunset here. We usually get really pretty sunsets out here. Okay, I'm going to give you a sweep of the Montezuma Valley here. There's the Mesa Verde back there. Cortez is about 9 miles from the Mesa Verde Park entrance. Those lights over there is Cortez. Those are the La Plata Mountains, which are part of the San Juan mountain range. And this is the Montezuma Valley. When the Anasazi Indians were living up on Mesa Verde, there were a lot of Indians that lived in this valley too, a lot more than lived on Mesa Verde. Even right now there's about 10,000 people that live in this valley, and before the white men came, there was about 30,000 people that lived in this valley continuously for about 1,000 years. And the Sleeping Ute Mountain that you see over there, well, not right now, but that you've seen, has a legend behind it. It has the Ute Mountain Ute Indian tribe lives right at the base of that mountain, about 10 minutes outside of Cortez. And the legend of the Sleeping Ute Mountain is that it's a Ute man who is sleeping in the tallest peak is his elbow, and if you look close, you can kind of see the outline of him. And legend has it that someday he's going to wake up and help the Utes destroy all of their enemies and clear the land for them again. This is the country outside of Cortez. It's a lot of farmland.
on Maine? Yeah.
I was thinking about that. The first thought came to me, how many people did the group for that parade? A few.
Okay.
And then I was thinking, my first reaction to that was I was angry. An initial reaction. And I thought, well, no, these people have a right to do what they're doing. And they're doing it well, in a good manner, and they're better behaved than some of the people on the side. And so my whole feeling changed to that.
Come play frisbee with me.
I can't do it.
Can't do it?
For a couple medical reasons.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll miss you. Hey, you're a good man.
Sometimes.
Watch it.
Ask me. Yes.
How are you?
Do you need them, Rose? I'm going to stay on the grass.
Free access to
He's a mutt. I got a mutt that looks a lot like him. Oh! Yeah, he's a mutt that doesn't like all
That's a good idea, Jill.
Can you make it?
Yeah, I don't miss it.
That's a limitation in most programs. So that's fine, but I can't get the margins. I put 0 or whatever it is. But it stays out well. Right. We'll have to take a look at that and see if we can make it better.
What are you doing?
Where are they shooting them off from, I wonder? Yes, I love it. He's a good cam.
And I hope you got it with the fireworks behind me.
This is Chester and Maria Rao.
Pleased to meet you. Getting ready for the show?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Jill, this is a big show. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay, we can't blow the show. Fireworks coming up. Okay, and I want every single firework that goes up, I want you to get it just with precision. I want it just with perfection. I want it with glow, wholeness, harmony, and radiance if you receive my profound inner meaning. Thank you, Jill. I wish you, one and all, good fireworks. July 4th, 1995.
Oh.
It is
You know Barbara. The gateway to westward, it seemed like, was Minnesota and Arizona.
Is that right?
Places I've lived.
Those two.
You can't, yeah, they, it was a, yes.
Minnesota.
Well, this is beautiful.
What's the oldest Wilson's name? One is the pharmacist. We're waiting for some more area. Are there any brown ones?
Wow.
I hope you
Hey, I thought we did a pretty good job last night.
Whoa.
No, a little bit higher. A little bit higher, a little bit higher. A little bit more.
Wow. Oh my. Whoa. This is interesting, this little cluster.
Just trying to make it with Grandma and Grandpa. Where's Grandpa? We finally made it. Grandpa's coming over. On the bottom now.
Oh my goodness.
Grandpa's coming.
Oh my, oh thank you.
For both of you.
Okay.
Jill, I'm sorry. Oh, that is beautiful. Grandpa's coming with some more. Hey, where's mine? Grandpa's coming with some more. Oh, those are beautiful. Look at that. Did you get all to the back?
I don't know what they are. Just very pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have to signal him. Have to signal him. Right here.
Hello.
very small.
Not too crowded at the football field, huh?
What?
That's a nice one. That's pretty, Jill. All colors. Blue, gold, red, yellow. Blue.
Just these bright colors.
That's right. That's what they said. They were gonna go. They weren't sure. Oh, that's pretty. It was very hard to get popcorn. They couldn't get it. I don't know why.
Well, it takes forever, and then we pop 4 or 5 bags at a time.
Oh, that's funny one.
About $25 a pop, guys.
Ah, that one is pretty. Blue, gold, red, green.
Got you stranded there.
Look at those. Those are blue, gold. Was that black? Oh, look at that on the ground. Ariel. Oh, shooting out in the air. Going up in the air. They changed it this year.
Have some popcorn.
It's got in a very nice place.
Good name.
What's the name?
Arrow says it's Flying Star.
Oh, that's a good one.
You
Yeah.
know that sometimes when you get sunspots on your wall, it's into the furnace or something. Little spots. You know what I'm talking about?
Little reflection, little tiny spot.
Yeah. What is it called? I like those. All colors, red, green, red, yellow. And then they go down. Those are so quiet.
You know who I think might like one of those glowing rings for $2?
Warren?
Warren. I think he'd ride it around, carry it around for several hours. Probably.
Oh,
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I saw one like that earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if something went wrong or if that was the way it's supposed to be.
In a way, those guys choose a good place to go to because they're going to get to see the ones from the lorries, the ones from Cortez, and the ones from...
They won't see that.
You don't think so? Now, this is a nice display. Did you say there was going to be so much But then when the film comes on, it's
Like Emmerdale Brown said, it's fascinating at television.
oh, look at that green one there. Oh. It looks like it
Several beds there.
That is beautiful.
Takes about 2 seconds.
Is that right?
That looks like it.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. Now it is. Uh-huh. That's Niagara Falls. Doesn't it look like that? It's beautiful. That lasts for a long, long time.
That's impressive.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, it does. It's like a waterfall.
¿Cómo se dice waterfall?
What?
Caída de agua.
Caída de agua?
That is pretty. See how long it is? It's a long, long time.
You know,
A lot of light.
Yes.
these two are
Yeah, when you were real close to it. There was a lot of heat from it, coming from it.
Getting colorful now, isn't it?
It's interesting watching the people in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is some.
I'm getting chilly, would you believe?
Yeah?
A long, long time. Are you freezing, Arnie? Are you freezing to bed?
No.
Oh.
I put the baby blanket on.
Yeah, we still have
Ooh. Did she ever get her basket?
There you go.
That's good.
Well, the merchants had a good year in Cortez this year. That gambling. We'll see you later.
The traffic jam in Cortez on the 4th of July. This is Flower. She's had about 3 litters of kittens. She's been a very wonderful cat. She was an excellent midwife to a couple of cats as they gave birth to their kittens. She's been a wonderful house cat. She has probably the cat leukemia. Tomorrow, unfortunately, we are going to have to put her to sleep because she has so many sores and is gradually dying. Sunset. So far, he's been a real good cat and is still in fairly good health. He was found right after we moved to town in 1988. Sunkissed. It was given to us about 3 days ago by Mary Kay Robb, who asked us to take it in because it was left next door to her neighbors, chained to their doorknob, and her neighbors were gone. It's been trying to make its place in the in our bunch of cats. So far, it's been fairly alone. This is our garden this year. So far, it's not done very well. Part of it's due to the fact that June was a very cold month, and most of the gardens in Cortez didn't get off to a very good start. Also, I've been unable to weed the garden because of a problem in my hip. The chiropractor told me to not bend over so much. We've also been invaded by the grasshoppers again this year. It almost looks like I planted weeds instead of any seeds of flowers. This bindweed, which is a cousin to the marigolds, not marigolds but morning glories. The bindweed, which is a cousin to the morning glories, is taking over a lot of gardens and a lot of yards this year. You can see it all over town in people's yards. She will probably be having a litter of kittens in another month or so. For some reason, the nasturtiums weren't eaten up by the grasshoppers this year. Last year, they were completely eaten up. When a complaint came in about our garden last April, John and I rototilled the garden and pulled up all the boards and got it so that it would be a nice garden. But somehow that affected the weeds for the seeds for the weeds, and they're growing all over the place. Didn't affect the sunflower seeds at all. They're sure growing up like they did last year, all over the place. This is one of our front gardens. As I was clearing the yards at Mrs. Lloyd's house after she was taken to the nursing home, her daughter let me take all the bulbs that I wanted to, and so I'm trying to make this into completely a bulb garden. It is. The mattress over there is the old mattress suffer bed. We got ourselves a king-size mattress, which is much better than the one that we had. This is Blossom. She also has a cat leukemia. It seemed to be affecting her at this point.
Hi, girl. I need to find a hammer.
Hey.